This is Eric Fishman, and this is my 60-gallon cube tropical fish tank. Had it up for about 7 months so far, since January or December, as a Christmas present. A huge one, by the way. But before this tank, I had a 20-gallon long and two 10 gallons and a 5.5, and I was breeding betas back then, but in selling them to this local fish store that recently had to go out of business because they were doing some construction, and they at their lot where they were located in Wheaton, Maryland, and they had to shut down last year sometime. But this is it. So yeah, it's a 60-gallon cube. My angel that I made a video about because I was very concerned actually died. It has some inflamed gills. Nothing I could really see from nothing I really knew too much about. But right here is one of my kois. Well, because the other one was a koi, this is also a koi. This is a much smaller koi. This was a very small koi, and this is a pretty large black veal. I'm sorry for the glare. And then I have some black neons, some nice ones too. They have a hint of blue on their tail, on their fins. I've been seeing quite lately in the light. I don't know if it's just, I don't know, something about the light, or I don't know. And then I have quite a few rummy nose tetras that pretty interesting. As for lighting, I have a Zoomed quad T5HO and that's a 24-inch, but because this is a 24-inch cube, and I have this 30-inch Coralife Aqualight dual lamp that I got with my 20-gallon, but I kind of didn't have enough lighting on this tank, and I haven't bought a new light yet, but this works perfectly fine. It sheds a little bit of light on the ends, but not a lot. I have two 10,000K light bulbs and two 6500, and I believe it's called a Color Max and a 67K in this light. As for filtration, or actually for heating, I believe that this is a 300 sorry for the sticker residue, 300 watt what is it, I forget what it's called, but it's the Pro. I forget what the company is, but it's the Pro version of it, and 300 watt, I believe. I got kind of overkill for this tank, but it's kind of cold in the winter in this room, and I keep the temperature at well, at about 80, 79 right there. Stop focusing, who cares? But filtration, I have a Fuvel 306 canister down there. Very powerful filter. I used to use a Penguin. I think it's called 300. Is it a Penguin 300? And it's a Penguin 150 biofilter. So it's one of the smaller ones, but I used that in my 20, and I used it as a carbon filter. There was only carbon, no actual filter media. So that was when the tank was starting. I have quite a bit of wood, and it was very discolored, but the coloration has kind of dissipated for now. This sand was live sand, so that was interesting. It was very expensive sand to get live sand. And I believe it's about 100 pounds. It's a lot of sand, but it's actually, I think it is 100 pounds. But for fish, I have can't really see him. I have two male German blue rams. I have the black veal angel. I have the koi angel that is kind of a runt, not a very nice looking koi. Pretty cheap one. This is a nicer looking one, nicer looking black veal. than some others, but it's still, yeah, it has some good stripes, like the coloration. And I also have a bunch of Cory cats. I don't know, yeah, you can't really see them, but some Cory cats, and I have quite a large snail problem. But I recently purchased some assassin snails. There's one in the back right there on the Anubias. This is a pretty heavily planted tank, and this is so far what they've done. They've done a lot. Those are all, most of those are shells, empty shells. I've had them for, I think, maybe 2 months or so. I don't know, something like that. But these are Malaysian, just like the Malaysian crab trumpet snails that are very, very invasive and kind of annoying. They came on these plants when I purchased them at a fish store in Silver Spring, Maryland, and they want to be fed. I'll feed them right now. I feed them New Life Spectrum H2O Stable wafers. This is more for the Corys, and the Rams really like this stuff, and sometimes the Angels will eat it. New Life Spectrum Community. And then here is a small fish formula, but I bought Harakai's community tank, I think, or small fish something, to mix it, because I was running low on the small fish, and I wanted to try out Harakai, and I really like it. I've been seeing a ton of improvements in a sort of hint of blue on the neon tetras, or well, black neon tetras, and it's a really pretty tint. And they swim because the outflow is over there. I'm filming this on my phone, so. All the fish in here are very healthy compared to the angel I had. That wasn't too healthy. I have it open top, so yeah, I have it like that because I don't know. I mean, I have a piece of glass back here that was from my 20-gallon because I had to cover my 20-gallon, and I just cut the glass to make it shorter. That was right there, and I can't really put glass on this because of that from the Zoom Med lights, which they're decent lights. I mean, they're cheap. I mean, they're not really fancy lights. They're cheap. So, actually, wait, do I have a Color Max in there? Oh no, I do. Okay, is that? I don't know, but I have 2000K Color Max, or I think no Flora. I have Ultra Sun, the Coral Sun, or I don't know, 10,000K, or the bluer ones. That's 10,000 or 65 or 67, and then that's a Floral Max, which I also think is a 67. I don't know, but it's a really pretty tank. No, I mean, I had some very large problems with algae, and I've kind of gotten it under control. You can kind of tell it's kind of stopping, but it's still also kind of bad. I'm not too sure about the names of these plants. I know that's water sprite. I have a ton of water sprite. I don't know what that is. That's a really cool plant. That was just a piece because the other day I cut some off and it kind of floated around and it just kind of latched onto the planter and some algae or something right there. But try and get this look interesting. I have a bunch of kind of small Amazon stores in the back. And I know that they get humongous, and if it gets too big, I'm gonna have to do something about taking them out, because that's the only thing I don't like about Amazon stores is that they get humongous and they just devour everything practically, and they're very nutritional plants. I believe that they kind of put some nutrients back into the tank or some crap like that, but yeah. Oh, and I used to have, I don't know what this plant right here is called. It used to be a really red plant, but I don't know too much about it. But they used to be very red. I used to dose iron and some Flourish iron. I used to dose some of that. I don't do that anymore because I don't really like using chemicals that much, and I don't know. I just don't like using chemicals very much, so I keep it all natural. I don't do water changes, and the pH just stays at 6.4, relatively, and so I just do not do water changes. I think I should. I should probably get up that because it's going to be some sort of calcium problem with having so much shell and something like that. There's one little dead assassin snail that died when I actually got him in the mail because I purchased it from a guy in Salt Lake City, Utah, and he was a good guy. He sent them pretty quickly. There was a small delay, but in the second batch I got, because I have about 8, so 7, I suppose, are around, and yeah. The stupid MLS snails that I freaking hate so much. All dead and doing their own little thing right there, I suppose. So, this is my 60-gallon cube, 24-inch cube, tropical tank. Eric Fishman. Thank you for watching.